5. Chapter on Emptiness. Then, indeed, the Lord at that time uttered these verses. In inconceivably many other sutras, empty things have been expounded in great detail. Therefore, these empty things are expounded briefly in this excellent sutra. A being of slight intelligence, ignorant, is incapable of knowing all things. Therefore, here in this excellent chief of sutras, the empty things are expounded briefly. By other expedients, methods, and causes, for the sake of producing the power of compassion for beings, this excellent sutra has been expounded so that all beings may understand. And this body is like an empty village. The senses are like 6 thieves in the village. They all dwell in the one village, but they do not perceive one another. The eye sense runs after forms. The ear sense after the consideration of sounds. The nose sense takes up various smells. The tongue sense runs after tastes continually. The body sense runs after sensations of touch. The mind sense after consideration of things. These are the 6 senses, which severally approach their own object. The mind is flighty, like magic, and the 6 senses consider their objects just as a man runs about in an empty village and is dependent on the 6 thieves in the village. So the mind, dependent on the 6 objects, knows fully the spheres of the senses, form, sound, likewise smell, taste, touch, likewise the sphere of things. And in the case of all 6 senses, the mind, flighty like a bird, enters the senses, and whatever sense it bases itself upon, it gives that sense its peculiar knowledge. And the body is motionless, inactive, unsubstantial, having its origin through causes, arising out of false discrimination. It is like a machine made by axe, or like an empty village. Earth, water, fire, and wind, remaining in a village in various places, are always opposed to one another, just like snakes in a single cage. And these snake elements are fourfold. 2 are ascending, 2 descending. By 2s they go in the directions and subdirections. All these snake elements disappear. The earth snake and the water snake both proceed downward to destruction. The fire snake and the wind snake both are ascendant. Thought and perception, being dependent, have gone according to the action done previously among gods, men, and in the 3 evil states, have entered existence according to the acts done. When the phlegm, wind, and bile have attained their final destruction, the dead body is full of urine and excrement. It gives no pleasure, having become a heap of worms. It is thrown down in a cemetery like a piece of wood. Behold these things, goddess. What here is being, or an individual, all these things are indeed empty, for they arise by reason of ignorance. These great elements have great non-origination. Having originated from the unoriginated, they are without origination. Therefore have they been proclaimed great elements by me, because, having originated, they are without origination. By ignorance a thing is never found, but it arises by reason of ignorance. Being thus not found, and due to ignorance, therefore has this been called ignorance by me. Predisposition and consciousness associated with name and form, the 6 senses, contact, likewise feeling, desire, grasping, likewise arising of birth, old age and death, grief and affliction, constitute the chain of causation. Inconceivable are the woes of the cycle of existence, and as they reside in the circle of existence, they have originated from the unoriginated. And hence they are without origination, without conception, merely the discrimination of the mind. Cut out the false view of self. With the sword of knowledge sever the net of afflictions. Regard the abode of the aggregates as become empty. Touch the noble virtue of enlightenment. I have opened the door of the city of nectar. I have fully revealed the vessel of nectar juice. I have entered the fair city of nectar. I have sated myself with the nectar juice. I have beaten the drum of the good law. I have blown the conch of the good law. I have lighted the lamp of the good law. I have rained down the rain of the good law. I have conquered the foreign enemies of afflictions. I have raised up the unmatched banner of the law. I have rescued beings from the ocean of existence. I have closed the three paths to the evil states. I have extinguished for beings the conflagration of the fire of their afflictions. Wherefore, previously during numerous eons, I have honored inconceivably many leaders. I have proceeded by firm vow to enlightenment, seeking the body of the good law. I gave up my hands and feet, wealth, gold, gems, pearls, ornaments, eyes, the supreme member, beloved sons and daughters, gold, beryl, and various jewels. If one should cut up in the 1,000,000 world from all the trees, grass, and woods, and all of the tree, and if one should crush it all, make it like fine dust, making a heap of powder extending into the sphere of the sky, he or she is capable of analyzing it into its three parts equal to the dust of the earth. But even men and women with greater knowledge than all beings are not able to count up all the knowledge of the Buddha. Whatever knowledge belongs to the Buddha in a single moment cannot at all be counted up in numerous millions of eons. So ends the 5th chapter, the chapter on emptiness, in the excellent Suvarnabhasa, King of Sutras.